Boy, is that light bright. Well, I need that visor. Today, I actually did quite a bit of work. Finished building the virtual machine for a database server. I installed SQL Server 2016 on it. Patched it. Got it up and running. Everything's been working good on it. I forgot to put it in our OU, or organizational unit. So that means tomorrow I've got to contact main campus to have them move it for us, because I don't think I'll be able to. I don't think I have access to move it from one OU to another. Start another install for a virtual machine. Have it updating. That should be done in the morning. Holy cow! There's so many updates, and these things take forever to install on the server. But have all that going. It's pretty cold out today. This morning it was really cold out. It's 38 degrees now, so it's not too bad. It's above freezing, it's all that matters. This morning when I woke up though, I walked outside and I was like, oh God, it's so cold. Oh, I was actually going to show these things. I think I've shown these before on one of my videos or something. But I've been looking at different types of gloves and everything. Now I keep going back to these, but like I bought like mechanics gloves. I like those. Actually, the mechanics brand gloves. I think like I look at my camera, I think it's pointing at me. Then I look at it again, I think it's not. But so I got so the regular mechanics gloves. I really like those, especially if I'm working on something or if I'm hiking or something like that. I like to wear those because you're touching trees and branches and thorns and stuff like that. They help with those. Or if lifting weights. During the winter though, outside they're okay down to like maybe 35 degrees. Once it gets below that, they're very cold. So they had that I looked. They had a winter pair. It's like they're a little bit thicker. I don't like them. I like being able to like do things with my fingers. Like the mechanics gloves, they're the exact size for my fingers. So like the cloth goes right over top of all my fingers. So I got the exact same size for the winter ones. Problem is that you pull them on, like okay, this is going to work out. Well, as you wear them, they're so thick and bulky that they ride up. So like the fingers are way too long. So I don't like them. They don't fit properly. So for the winter, I keep going back to these. These are basically a knitted like sock type thing. It has a hole for your thumb and your fingers go through. I made these myself. I made these like over a year ago, and I really like them. They allow me to use my fingers. I walked my dogs this morning. It was 24 degrees, I think, outside, maybe 23. And yeah, your fingers are gonna get cold, but the thing is that this part right here where your hand is, this is pretty thick here, and that actually is really, I keep myself insulated that way. And so basically the blood here is warm and it goes into my fingers, which my fingers are cooling the blood down, but my fingers don't get extremely cold because they're not really the rest of the part, like my wrist and things like that's protected is warm. But wait, let me take it off. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, it's like a hole there, and literally it's just a circle. You just knit a circle, keep going up, round. At a certain point, you stop. You skip one, doing stitches here. Then you keep on going around, and it's pretty simple. I mean, just make sure you size it for your arm properly, and so yeah, the reason why I like these better than mechanics gloves for the winter is because the mechanics gloves are very, very thin. They're made to protect you from friction, like if things stabbing you. Well, not really stabbing you, you don't protect you against that. But they're mainly to protect against like tools and stuff like that. Like you're from cutting yourself on tools and things like that, like you're working on something. Get a better grip on things. They do really good for grip. That's why I work out at home. But keeping heat they do none of that. Like, it's better than just being bare skin, but it's not much better. So if I'm going, that's why, like when I say hiking, like during the winter, you're moving your hands, you're doing things, and you keeps them warm. But below that, I'd want these, because like, oh well, I've lost some protection with the I've lost some insulation on the tips of my fingers, but my hands have a lot more, and my wrists have a lot more, because the mechanics only go about right there. So yeah, don't you just love a big long explanation about gloves? So yeah, I like these a lot. If you can't tell. So I will what I need to do is make another pair of these, maybe a little bit thicker, because maybe I might make them not go as far down on my wrist, because right now where I wear a watch, that's my watch up there. I might make them just go just right here. So I'm not sure, I don't think that might not work out though, because if I make it, I don't think that means I don't have any insulation on my wrists or anything, which is really why these work so well. It's because it keeps me warm. Basically, it's like I have a long sleeve on all the way down to here. That's why if you see some jackets actually have a thumb hole, you're supposed to put your thumb into them so that they come down like this. That's kind of got popular, I think, with I can't remember, some band actually started doing. I think a band actually had their jackets do that. It was one of the first places I've seen it. I'm pretty sure it's been on other stuff for a long time, but yeah, it's these like this really helps. Sorry, that's just really long talk about keeping your hands warm. Just got out of the shower. I didn't go to the gym tonight. I just don't want to stink tomorrow at work. So yeah, I spent a lot of time talking about gloves today. Sorry about that. It's winter time, and I'm thinking about different things like that now. Kind of want to do some winter hiking. It's just doing winter hiking alone is a bad idea, and finding people that actually go hiking during the winter is not very likely. So I'll probably wait until spring before I actually go hiking. I know I'll be going. It'll be probably summer before I get to use my tent, I'd say. Well, I don't know, maybe spring. I might do that on my in-laws' farm. That'd be kind of cool. Set it up and spend the night out there. Let Adrian and my wife spend it in the house while I go, because they have like a pretty large farm, and we'll actually be able to. I'll probably be. I can see the house from where I'd be at. So just be able to hike back on their land some. It'll be interesting, because I don't think I've been. How long has it been since I've actually been camping? It's been a little while. Can't wait though. I actually I'd like to take my dogs with me, but the problem is that they've never spent a night outside. I don't think. So yeah, I think they're house dogs, so they probably like, it's dark, let's go in. We don't want to be out here. Every little noise they bark at. Well, they bark at every little noise now. It doesn't matter if it's outside or inside. So yeah, I'm actually thinking about putting together a little video about camping gear, and like, I need a new backpack though. The one I have is not really what I would consider a good backpack. But the problem is the bags I like are really expensive, and I don't want to pay it. So like I have a few bags I carry like for day hikes and stuff like that, but I really don't have a bag that I can say, it's like, okay, this is what I would, if I really wanted to go camping, this is what I'd take. I like external frame backpacks. If you don't know what the difference is, it's literally basically an external frame is you have, like, you can see the metal that holds the backpack. Internal frame is that the fabric and everything sewn around the frame.
So that's your big difference. The reason why I like external frame ones is because you can strap stuff to the outside of your pack. So generally, what I do is like at the if you've seen my tent, it's about this big around, about that long, probably about that long. And the thing is, as well, if your pack is around, it's not that wide. I mean, your pack's just about that wide, I'd say. And then if your tent's this wide, then you can actually strap that to the bottom of your bag. Be like, wait a minute, what? And it's like, well, if you're an external frame backpack generally has these two things that stick down the back, and what you can do is basically put your tent under it, and then take like 550 paracord or bungee cords or whatever you want to use, and go around the bottom of your backpack and around the bottom of your tent and tie it on. Also, at the top, you can tie your sleeping bag, like right here behind your head. It makes things to where your internal of your frame, like when you get to camp, you don't have to go, okay, here's this, and start pulling everything out. You can like, okay, here's my tent, here's this, all right, get them off and go ahead and set your tent up without having to take your stuff out of your bag yet. Then again, some people, when they get to camp, the first thing they do is they want to take everything out, lay it out. Okay, here's my tent. Let's go put that up. Okay, here's this. Put that up. Here's this. I'm not that way. I'm kind of like if I go on a trip, I live out of the suitcase for while I'm there. So my bag is like, okay, my clothes are generally on the bottom of my bag because it goes my clothes. Then generally I have my food, and then at the very top is I have the stuff I need to get to, like while I'm hiking. It's like, no, like the middle is like my food. I mean, like it's my cookware. My like if I'm taking a canister stove, it's my canister. Fire starting stuff. Then like freeze dried stuff like that's in the middle, and at the top I'll have anything I need for the hike. Generally snacks. I generally have like the waistband will have like little pouches on them. Those will have snacks in. Water, generally you have a water sleeve in your bag, and that's where the water goes. And the reason why I do it that way because you want the weight to be rested on on your hips, and if you don't want it to be top heavy. So like that's why I put the that's why basically why I strap things up that way. But I don't have an external frame bag right now, so it's all just wishful thinking right now. But anyways, yeah, I'm just thinking about camping gear and gloves, and I need some trekking poles and stuff like that. I've got like 8 or 9 Amazon wish lists, and I actually have one of them called Rodney's Camping Gear, and it's literally got all types of stuff on it. I mean, and I'm slowly removing things, but it's got stuff I don't need, but it's got like a lot of things like, okay, I'd like this, I'd like this, I'd like this. Because I know Kelty used to make a Tioga backpack, I think is what it's called. It was like a 5,500 liter bag. It was huge. They don't sell it anymore. I think Jan Sports sells one that's got a good rating, but I'm never. The thing is that big of a bag, I don't know what I'd put in it. And there is a saying. It's like the hiking saying. I can't remember. I think I saw it on Reddit. Somebody said, no matter how big your bag is, you'll find something to put in it. And I'm like thinking, that's kind of, yeah. If you have room, you're going to stick something else in the bag. So it's like, well, yeah, I got room here. Let me take this game system, like this handheld, my Kindle, my iPad, and this. Before you know it, you've added 5-6 pounds of junk. It's like, oh, here's my laptop. Let me take that. Oh, I got to get extra batteries. Take those. And you just weighed yourself down because you just took all that extra stuff you really didn't plan on taking to begin with, just because, oh, I got a big bag. I'll take this extra stuff. I do that a lot traveling. It's like, all right, here's my. Basically, I have. If it's just a week, I take a check bag, not check bag, but a carry-on bag I put in the top thing, and I have my bag I put under the seat. The bag that goes on top has all my clothes and stuff in it. The bag goes under the seat. That's the one that has all my MP3 player and phone and handheld game consoles, Kindle, stuff like that. And that bag is heavy. You don't realize how heavy that stuff is until you start trying to move it around. You're like, oh dear God, this is going to kill me. So yeah, I remember going to Comic-Con one year and I had my 3DS, PSP, and a few like some handhelds, like in a bunch of games. Walking around Comic-Con, I was like, this thing's heavy. And I took it back to my room and came back to Comic-Con, to the convention center. And as soon as I got there, they're like, oh, if you got your PSP, you get this free thing if you download this demo. And I was like, oh, great, I just took it back to my room. But anyways, like I said, I'm going to get off here now. Hope you guys had a good day. I had a pretty good day. Adrian did some cute stuff. He started putting on his grandfather's shoes, started walking around in the house with them, like his house shoes. It was kind of funny. But anyways, something popped in my head to say and it just went on away. So never mind. Talk to you tomorrow.